Hey everybody, and welcome. This is normally my day off, but the TitanX ecosystem is pumping, so I thought I had to come on for at least a little while and watch the charts with the community. So hope you guys enjoying it. We actually covered this a couple of times. We've had Eric on from DragonX. Obviously, we've been covering it in Strategy Club. If you're in our Strategy Club in Discord, we've been covering it since the beginning with all the insights and intel. So if you haven't joined that, join up. The link's in the video description. $35 a month for that multi-chain. So looking for the best plays in crypto. So get in on that. We've all got a poll up at the moment, actually. And let's have a look at that poll. So I've got this poll up on Hex Token channel and Superman Crypto. I haven't got it on Pulsechain X, but here it is. What do you hold the most? Do you hold TitanX, DragonX, Hyper, other? So the others might be Helios or Blaze or Inferno or something like that. So get in on that poll, right? Get in that poll and let us know. All right, shall we see who's in the house here before we get into all the stuff? We're going to cover probably everything. So, we're going to be going for about an hour. So that's kind of the time zone for that I've set up. So, we're going to try and do our best to cover everything that's happening in the TitanX ecosystem. So, I hope you guys enjoy this special show. Like I say, normally I take the day off here, but hey, it's too much to resist. Too much to resist. The pump is real, says Wookie, and that's probably the best way to start it. The pump is real. I hope you guys enjoying the DragonX colors today on the show for sure. And we got Boss says, yeah, it's 100% real. It is. It's 100% real for sure. And maybe 100% a day. I don't know. We're getting there on the yields. Brendan's here, our TA guru. Here we go. Absolute, Brendan. It's a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun indeed. Now, if you are in Discord and you want to join the show, let me know. I'll post you a link in DM. You guys know who you are. So I don't know if Brennan or anyone else wants to join, let me know, and I will post you an invite to the studio, and you can come on and commentate as well. Kind of cool. All right, let's get into it. We've got Boss in the house. Thanks. You're most welcome. So get on that poll, folks. Yeah, we are running on both chains. Both channels, Superman Crypto and Hex Token, but not Pulsechain X. So there we go. Let's get into it without further ado. Should we take a different format today? I think we might do this format. This is the markets at the moment. Look at that. Woo-hoo! Hot dog at a dog. So at the moment, I've got it set by market cap. So the top market cap at the moment is TitanX, 35.6 million. How many hundreds of millions will this go to? You guys let me know in the chat. Will it go to billions? You guys let me know. Get on that. Now, we do have Eric's done a expectation about DragonX market cap. We're going to talk about that. Currently, that market cap is 25 million. We'll come back to that later on. We've got Hyper at 3.4 million. Baby DragonX is doing really well, 2.7 million. Liquidity is really, really good on Baby DragonX, 83.5K. Inferno is at 1.1 million. Watch Inferno. Obviously, we just closed cycle 6 on Inferno earlier this morning, so we're going to cover that data as well. Stay tuned for that. The Inferno results were spectacular. We're going to get into that. You guys are going to love them. I'm going to give you some insights you probably won't get on other channels because obviously in Strategy Club, we keep a good tab on some of the key metrics. So it's going to be good. We got Blaze as well, 683K on Blaze, and JakeX, which was not on the TitanX hub because it was kind of a mint an allocation at 576K. So pretty amazing. Let's look at the liquidity, at the yields at the moment on 24 hours. Baby DragonX up 36%. DragonX up basically around 30%. Was 32% just earlier. Helios up 26%. Inferno up 23.5%. JakeX up 21.87%. TitanX up 19.38%. Hyper up 19.36%. And 5.57% on Blaze. Those are the last 24 hours. Now, you guys know a lot of that has happened in the last 6 hours, as you can see. Just a little bit of tapering off at the moment in the last hour. It's a good thing I started live streaming now. But it's pretty spectacular, right? It's pretty spectacular. Look at the volumes. Baby DragonX 222K, DragonX 200K. We've got some nice volumes here. Helios 12K, Inferno 146K, JakeX 4.5K, TitanX, the layer one of this ecosystem by Jake Sharp 657K, Hyper 106K, and Blaze 202 there, looking pretty good. Now transactions in the house. TitanX 651 transactions, but watch this in the future. While I'm talking about this in the future, you watch this as this ramps up this ecosystem. These things are really going to go crazy, these numbers. So these are early day numbers. I think we can all agree that it's going to get absolutely lit in this house. And of course, watch these market caps grow You guys are still super early in these ecosystems. It's going to be pretty amazing. Now, we're going to quickly go to TitanX because TitanX has got the ranking. So TitanX is number 10 on trending on Ethereum. So if we look at the top bar, we see the ones trending at the moment. And over here is number 10 is a TitanX. Now you watch this in the next month or two. Obviously, inflation expected to come out mostly by the end of September, with a little bit more in October and virtually nothing in November. So we're going to watch this chart. You watch this chart. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Will TitanX ever get out of the top 10 again? In other words, probably be in the top five for probably a month after month after month. We're going to watch to see that play out. That could be mega. And of course, it's going to attract a lot of eyes, right? A lot of eyes on the Ethereum there, the rich Ethereum network there. And of course, everybody else will be looking at that as well. You'll start attracting the eyes of institutions and things like that. It's going to be pretty epic. DragonX has also moved to number 12. Was number 16, now number 12. So all these TitanX ecosystems is going to start dominating Ethereum. It is looking very good for that. I mean, it's getting exciting where this is going, right? So pretty cool. Now, obviously, we'll probably have more and more projects potentially enter as well to the top 30, which will be pretty cool. Just looking at the top 30 now, just to see. Yeah, we'll probably get more in here from the TitanX ecosystem. Start entering there is my guess. At the moment, of course, on TitanX, this is the daily candle. And look at this beautiful big candle here. Amazing. We started with a low at 6 zeros, remember? So 6 zeros, 4,089. We got to a high of 6 zeros, 5,087. So really super duper move there, up about 20% at the moment at 4,800. So looking pretty good is the old TitanX. Now, how long will it take to lose a zero and get down to 5 zeros? That's the question. And then down to 4 zeros. You guys know where it's heading. That is looking super duper at the moment. 379 makers on this particular pair here on TitanX. Now, the other one, of course, the talk of the town has been DragonX. DragonX at the moment, of course, is also having an absolute stellar time after its big 30x rally. A bit of tapering off there and back up today. Looking absolutely spectacular. Amazing on that. And here we are. We start off the day a low of 5 zeros. So 5 zeros on this one, 3,647. The high at 4,833. So a huge move in the old DragonX today. And I think this is just getting warmed up for that next move. It's going to be a lot of fun. We had a nice little consolidation for quite about 2 weeks. And here we are about to take off again. So looking really good. Let's do the log chart on that. I haven't got the log on there. That's the log chart. And that is why it's looking at the moment. So you can see we had one big rise, consolidation, another big rise, consolidation. Is this the next move up? It's definitely looking good for it, right? What's some of the catalysts we got for this? Well, we've got Hydra coming up. We're going to talk about that as well. We've got a video clip on that. That's coming up, so that's going to look pretty exciting. And of course, we know DragonX is the one with the fixed amount of supply already out. So TitanX has got like maybe a month of heavy inflation then that's out, and we know most of that's not selling, and a lot of it's disappearing into protocols as well. So it's taking off that sell pressure, and of course actually going down. And the other one, of course, is DragonX. Inflation is already out. 5.4 trillion is in existence. So this is looking really good. Anything that gets rid of this, like Hydra, is going to be hyper bullish, right? Hyper bullish for DragonX. How many tens of X's will it get? Where will it end up being? Now, looking at the ratio of DragonX to TitanX, 9.54 at the moment. And of course, the last time we had that first rally, we got up to 12, right? Up to 12 back on the 15th of August. And here we are making another attempt to go over 10. 10 seems like the natural order to me. But of course, it can go much higher than that, so especially with all this inflation coming out in TitanX over the next month or so. So that's pretty awesome. Let's have a quick look at the inflation that's coming out over the next month or so. So this is the TitanX inflation coming out. We can see that it's pretty much out by the time we get to the end of September. You can see the bulk of it's out. We only have 2 more candles with $1 trillion in them, and then it's just these 2 here on the 2nd and 5th. And then it's just downhill from there. So the market's going to pre-price this in. A rational market will probably pre-price this in here as we go. And what we're expecting is we are expecting Hydra potentially within the next 2 weeks And of course, Eric, we're going to talk about Eric's post about that timeline. And of course, then, of course, on the 19th, we got the vortex from Hyper opening up. That's another buy and burn. So we've got a supply sink, another buy and burn, another demand pressure. So we've got supply and demand being attacked all the way there on TitanX. And then, of course, we're going to get into October. A very, very, very good chance, in my opinion, the X28 will launch. That's going to be hyper bullish, particularly for DragonX, the hyper whale, because DragonX whale is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as a share. And, of course, then, of course, on the 30th there, look out here at the end after we've got most of the TitanX out. On the 30th, we're going to have a big buy and burnout. You can see this is going to be insane. The 369 is going to come out. That is going to be absolutely epic. And there's hardly anything coming out in future Titan. So this is going to be mega, 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 mega. How many megas can I say? Pumpish. You guys should get hyped because it's looking insane. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, let's see who else we've got jump in the chat there. We've got Brennan says, I'm currently getting ready for the footy today. Nice one there, Brennan. We've got Trennan in the house. Hey, Trennan, hope you're doing well. TitanX ecosystem is rocketing. Absolutely, Trennan. Good comments on X, by the way, I've seen. What else here? Wookie says, just had to get out of the spa. Lol says Wookie. He's got to celebrate there. You're celebrating in the spa or out of the spa? I don't know. Tilly Ferrilli. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see you, Tilly Ferrilli. Don't forget to get in the poll on the channel there. We got what you hold the most. TitanX, DragonX, Hyper, or other. Other would be, like Blaze, Inferno, things like that. And of course, we also got that poll on the Superman Crypto as well, running that on those two channels, not on Superman X though. Sorry, Pulsechain X, which is the third channel I run. So that's kind of cool. Let's go, says Wookie. Absolutely, let's go. So you guys can see this is pretty crazy. Now I'm going to give you some insights around this. We're going to go to Inferno. So that's kind of a quick overview of what's happening here. So I've given you what's happening with the two leaders there, TitanX, DragonX, the big whale. Where it's got all the inflation out and the expected inflation in the future for TitanX, which is the layer 1, right? Everything else above it is layer 2 or layer 3, burning TitanX. So TitanX is the medium of exchange. DragonX is a bit like the store of value, and it's one way to think of it, right? So pretty exciting. And, of course, on top of that, we know we've got all these other projects here on TitanX Hub, all these other projects coming down the line. Look at them all. And there's more than this list is showing. So pretty cool. Some of the recent ones, Flux, Element, 280, Volt, and Hydra. And Hydra is the one that may be launching within a few weeks. So maybe before the Vortex, which would make sense. So we shall see how they play that out. But that was the intention, especially with the marketing ramping up from Eric. So that's pretty exciting. Now, where was I going to head? I was going to head to Inferno. I want to get out the Inferno results. So Inferno overnight. So let's go to that. So this is Inferno, and you can see Inferno absolutely pumping there. Inferno there went from a low of 5767 with 6 zeros. This is a bit like TitanX, 6 zeros. Went to 7,246 on the top of the move there. Currently at 6,981, up at 23.5%. So Inferno doing very well. But the big deal about Inferno, it had its cycle 6 of 8. There's 8 cycles. This is the inflation phase. So there's 8 cycles to get the inflation out. People have to use TitanX to go into it, and it's been going up bigger and bigger and bigger the last 3 cycles. So cycle 4, 5, and 6 have been absolutely stellar. There's 2 more cycles to go, and the way things are heading, it's going to be mega pumpamental. This is looking really good. So let's go to the Inferno, and I'm going to tell you after this what the impact was on some of the key TitanX measures, which you'll only hear on this channel. So it's kind of cool. So we finished cycle 6 earlier today. We've got 15, so 8 hours ago. We closed this, and you can see that the summary here was pretty mega. So we ended up getting, we got a total of 4,283 million TitanX that's gone. 4,283 billion TitanX that's gone into Inferno so far. And we started off at about 3,112, I think it was, somewhere in that ballpark. So 3,112. So we're actually up about 1,170 million. Let me restate it. We're actually at 1,117 billion. That's what I'm trying to say there. 1,117 billion increase in Titan approximately. So it's mega huge. So that's for cycle 6. So over 1 trillion, over 1.1 trillion in there, almost 1.2. Crazy stuff. And of course, the previous cycle number 5, we had an incredible result of 700 billion The previous result before that on cycle 4 was about 330. So incredible results. So basically almost 4 times cycle 4 has gone into Inferno. Absolutely spectacular results, really good. So that's all taking TitanX off the market, right? So that's absolutely brilliant. So if we go to TitanX and have a look at the website, we're going to be able to see what the balances are there. So at the moment, we've got the liquid holdings there of 53.8 trillion TitanX at the moment, and TitanX has fallen down to 32.17. It was over 33%. The 32.17 is the liquid amount there on TitanX. So you can see Inferno absolutely crushed it, and this is just an example of all these different type of protocols on a TitanX hub that are coming down the line that are going to get rid of TitanX. So TitanX is going to go up. Obviously, Dragon's getting pumped as well by the new protocols like Hydra, Flux, and Volt and things like that. They're all kind of contributing to DragonX, the super whale. It's just hyper pumping the TitanX ecosystem. So pretty amazing on that. So what was the net outcome of that? So we had about almost 1.2 trillion go into Inferno in cycle 6. We've still got 2 more cycles to go, and that enters into September, right? When we've got Hydra coming out as well. And of course, also Hyper is doing extremely well as well. We're going to talk about that too. So that is something pretty amazing. So really, really, really crazy. Let's go over to the net results. So these are results so far today. Now, this is not the final results for the end of the day. Now, this is on a spreadsheet that I'm looking at that we have in Strategy Club. If you haven't joined our Strategy Club, links in the video description. $35 a month to join up. Really great value. We're looking for the best opportunities multi-chain. So definitely join up there. So we've got the liquid there. We start off with 54,971 at the beginning of the TitanX day. And of course, we're not finished that yet. We've still got, about 6 hours or so, 7 hours, something like that. And we ended up going from 54,971 billion. And we are currently, when I did a snapshot just earlier, we're at 53.77. So 53,772, which is down 1.2 trillion on TitanX. Yes, sir. And thank you very much to Inferno. Pretty awesome. We ended up having some very surprising stake numbers of 1.1 trillion. And of course, a BOT. These are the second layer protocols up at 0.5 trillion. So amazing results there. And so far today, the buy and burn is at 55, which will normally round out at about 110. So some spectacular results. We are expecting 978 billion today. And of course, we've probably got a similar number for the new day that's just starting just as we about to end this live stream, probably in about half an hour. And we'll get the next day that's also got just under a trillion, in TitanX inflation. So, and of course, you can see that on the June report with the expectations here. So this is the candle we've got today, 978. So far, we've had about 700 billion of that, and then we've got this one here, 981. That's the one we're just starting in about half an hour, and then we're going to drop down to much lower amounts, 469, and then 538 there as we begin September. These are September's beginnings. That orange chart is the 1st of September, day 310 on TitanX. And then of course we're expecting the remaining candles to come out, and of course we know that we've got a certain number. We've got a couple of 2 trillion candles left. We've got a 3.5 trillion candle left, and then we have a few other trillion candles, maybe about 14 or 15 of those left. Once we get out to the end of 5th of October, there's no more trillion candles left, and it's just down, and yeah, looking pretty cool. Now, obviously, what we're probably going to see is in October, we could very well see the TitanX go the profitable yield. So we could have TitanX kicking in as well. We've already seen Hyper. So let's go have a quick look at Hyper, because Hyper is also generating some pretty amazing stuff. So let's go to Hyper there and get into the results for this, because you can see the Hyper miner now 176%. It is hyper bullish on there. That's getting up there. People, it's well worth going to Hyper because of the yield there, looking very, very good. We saw people getting in there when the yield started going 40-50%. We saw people start to go back into Hyper. It was pretty exciting. And the buy and burn now for Hyper on the buy TitanX with Ethereum, you use Ethereum to go into Hyper, right? And of course, we know that Hydra is coming out within a few weeks. That's going to be based on Hyper with a few differences without staking is one of the key ones here. But we'll still have these features like the burns and the vortex. But we can see we're up to 176 ETH now. in the hyper. That's awesome, guys. It's so good. And we're at $442,000 worth of that. So that's pretty amazing. And not only that, but we've also got the hyper already kicking in. That's already continuing to go up in terms of buying DragonX, buying a Titan now. So it's looking pretty good, buying hyper and destroying that. So with the TitanX, so that's the Titan hyper is being destroyed with the TitanX through this hyper buy and burn. And not only that, we've got Vortex coming up. It's coming up very, very soon on the 19th / 20th, and we've got the $739,000 or 294 ETH in there, which is going to go buy TitanX. Woohoo! So that's pretty bullish. So we've got TitanX buying in here in the main one because the yields for minting has gone so positive and 176%. And we've got Vortex about to open up again too. So we've got all these buy and burns coming in for the TitanX. So pretty exciting. And of course that Vortex is opening up here around the 19th. So in here, right in the middle. And we only have a couple of candles after that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trillion candles left. And inflation coming out. We've got the Vortex coming out, adding it on to all the TitanX buy and burns. We've got the TitanX buy and burn kicking away. So we've got V2. We've got the hyper buy and burn ticking away here, this one here. And then we're going to have Vortex as well. So 3 of those kicking in. So that's on the buy side. But on the sell side, supply side, we've just had this Inferno take almost 1.2 trillion off the market. Pretty exciting stuff there. So really cool seeing what's happening there. All right, let's go into the chat there, see if we've got any more comments. Hope you guys enjoying the coverage here today of the big pump on TitanX ecosystem. We've got Shirley Fortress in the house there. Bonobos, baby, bonobos. Hey, Shirley, hope you're doing well. Blair SM in the house as well. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. Let's see here. Let's jump over to 11 there. Do you have a Twitter? The link on your YouTube account is suspended. Yeah, that one's suspended. I do have a link on which we're going to get to on Superman Crypto. So we're going to jump over to Jake's in a minute, but I am here on Superman Crypto. So I'll try and pull that up in a minute. So let me get back to that later. My Hex Token channel was suspended on YouTube for no reason, so it's pretty much dead. These guys, they're pretty bad on X. X still got crazy people running it. Not, they've done their best, but they've still got a lot of crazy people on there. But Superman X, my Superman channel is still ticking away there. Kato's in the house. Hey, Superman, DragonX for the win, 100%, doing incredible there. Remember, DragonX has got all its inflation out. TitanX is almost getting there with this inflation, and so is Inferno. So imagine that. It's going to be pretty crazy. And, of course, they've got all these flywheels and everything else kicking away there. DragonX all the ways. Yeah, absolutely. What else we got going there? Let's jump in there. Deck chair. Are you sitting on your deck chair there, Wookie? Out of the spa? Have you moved that to your spa? Maybe you have. Maybe you have. Currently suspended on X until ban is removed. Lefties don't like crypto content. Yeah, all the political comments I was making either. It's probably the case. TitanX 1000X incoming says, you guys got some funny names all day long. 9112 all day long there. I'd love to share your contents, and that's really cool. What are we going to call you? 2 lines or the 2 lines? Let me know what the name is there. All right, so kind of cool. We're going to get into that in a minute, and I'll post my link there. All right, so let's get into some of the comments. So where have we gone here? I think we've covered everything on the highlights. So we've done the summary there of TitanX, DragonX. We've covered Inferno today. We covered Hyper as well, all looking super bullish. Other ones that are doing well, of course, Baby Dragon. Helios doing well. Blaze is doing well. So they're all doing well, particularly Helios up there, 26%. So Helios is doing a great job. JKX, the meme coin, also up, not too bad as well. And, of course, those are all in play. So let's jump over to some of the updates here. Just make sure I've finished off the general report here. Like I say, we have taken away there once. This is going to be hyper exciting, and a very good chance we should see the market move on TitanX well before the rest of the trillion candles come out. It is just so hyper bullish, folks. This thing's going to get absolutely insane in the membrane. Definitely by October, it's going to be doing some insane stuff. So if you're looking for the hottest thing, it's definitely the hottest thing out there, and on Ethereum as well. Not too bad. Now, the other thing, of course, we talked about that Vortex. We're on a 60-day countdown for the 369, and that's in 60 days. So 60-day countdown. We're already there. You guys know how fast it's going to count down. It's going to be insane on the 369 payout. Let's quickly go to see what that means. So we talked about all the buy and burns. with the Vortex coming out. But we've also got the payouts for the stakers, right? The payouts for the stakers here. And of course, we can see that the 369 payout cycle for stakers on TitanX is currently at 6.3 million based on where Ethereum is at the moment. There is 2,500 Ethereum in there. Pretty amazing. And that's going to get paid out to people, long-term believers, really, that are out in the staking. And of course, they have decisions to make. Now, we know DragonX is controlling about 36% of this approximately. That may very well go up with the launch of Hydra, and so it's going to make DragonX even bigger. At the moment, I think DragonX is sitting around about 2.7 million of that amount, and that's going to go back and be separated. 44.5% is going to go. So let's go have a look at the DragonX site and pull that up. So DragonX, of course, that money is going to go into these two vaults. The buy TitanX for the DragonX vault, 44.5%, and the buy and burn DragonX, 44.5% as well. So that's going to go in there, and obviously the rest goes in Genesis and stuff like that. So at the moment, you can see there's only 5.4 trillion DragonX. So when that payout goes in here, it's going to buy a TitanX on both of these pools, and then it's going to go and stake it on the DragonX vault there. And of course, this one here is going to go burn a DragonX, right? So that's where most of the payout of that 2.7 million is going to go, right? You can find that information on TitanX.watch. So I think we'll try and look to that. I had trouble yesterday. TitanX.watch, I think that's the one. Hopefully this comes up. Yes, it does. So we can go to TitanX.watch and pull this up on here. We can see what actually DragonX is going to get. I said 2.7, so it's a little bit over the top. It's actually 2.2 million. It must have been an old number that I remembered. Obviously, Ether's come down a bit there. 2.2 million at the current price of Ethereum. And of course, that's 885 ETH. So that is getting very close to the 369 payout for the old DragonX. So that is going to be split up, as we say, into the protocol, into these two vaults. And of course, going to go buy tons of TitanX, right? So it's going to be mega for TitanX, right? So it's huge. And of course, you guys know by the time we get to TitanX, where it comes out on the 30th, look where we are with the inflation. Basically, all the inflation is out, more or less. So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be well. I think the market's going to move well before that, though. But there we are. That's going to be huge buy pressure on TitanX. It's going to be insane in the membrane, right? Insane in the game. So looking very exciting there. You can see that it's going to be the previous core cap was 0.67 ETH. And it was called every hour based on this. So we're going to see that. And of course, the one that's burning DragonX itself, 0.6 ETH callable every 6 hours. So it's going to have to be pretty easy like that. Otherwise, you're going to get some massive hyper runs. But we'll see what the teams decide. What will Eric decide? Also, what will Jake decide with the TitanX? You know, what's going to happen there? It's going to be pretty crazy with the payouts. So you can see more buy and burns coming, more second layer protocols. And of course, big staker payouts. This thing is about to go insane in the membrane. So whatever is happening today with all these charts is just the opening taster, and of course, everybody in Ethereum, everybody on other chains is going to know about it because the yields, the percentage gains are going to be so crazy, and the user counts are going to grow so rapidly that everybody here is still very early. It's going to be really mind-boggling. Now, as usual, not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. But I think you guys can see it's going to be pretty insane in the membrane. So that's pretty cool. Let's go jump from that. So we've had a look at a lot of the stuff. Let's go and have a quick look at Jake. So we're going to talk about Hydra. We're going to a little video to play on Hydra as well. But let's have a look at some of the posts over the last 24 hours from the two of the principal founders that are building the system out. We've got a couple other comments in there. Brian's in there. What's up, folks? Good to see Brian, one of our two community leaders. Big shout out. I thought I was early, but looks like I am late, says Brian. Hey, Brian, hope you're doing well. No, I've started early because normally I'm on a holiday today. This is normally a holiday. And, of course, normally I cover crypto, Pulsechain, and other stuff like that. But today we're covering TitanX because the market's pumping. Couldn't resist it. All right, so what else we got going there? I think that's it. Cool. Let's get moving on. So, yeah, this is from Jake's. This is Jake Sharp's X account. So this is over the last 24 hours that we'd go through this. We've got TitanX and DragonX both in the top 30 on ETH, and we just saw that they're sitting at number 10 and number 12, respectively, at the moment. TitanX is number 10. Yeah, we talked about that. So not bad. So Jake putting out plenty of cool stuff. TitanX on all of Ethereum back to where it was months on end. Remember at the beginning it was all on top 10. What was it, 29th of October, I think last year it launched. And of course been at the top 10 there for about 2 or 3 months, wasn't it? So pretty cool. What else? Let's jump through some of these. Posting ETH down, TitanX and build on TitanX is up. So even with ETH down, you can imagine what it's going to be like when Ethereum is on the upside, right? Can you imagine it? So we're already looking like we're going to be exploding out of September, October, and beyond. But if Ethereum goes back up, man, the buy and burns get bigger. Everything gets more excited. More people are around. Man, it's going to be insane in the game there. What's the safe asset again? Is it the TitanX ecosystem? That's another cool tease there from Jake Sharp. Richie B, TitanX 28 leverage play on ETH. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely mega. Loving this. And we've got on October was good, very good chance we're going to have X28. And of course, that's going to burn shares as well. So that's going to be pretty huge. And DragonX is not able to participate because it has to stake all its shares. So it's going to become a bigger whale. And it's very likely that X28 will be out in October. Pretty cool. Now, it's not the only one out in October, of course, because we also know that we've got this one here coming out, Element 280, right? Element 280. We'll have a quick look at quick look at these ones if we've got time. A lot of them are going to feed DragonX the whale. DragonX is getting a lot of preferential treatment. There's a good reason for that. The bigger the whale, the more ETH and stuff that goes in there, the more TitanX gets staked, and that's bullish for the ecosystem. So it's a pretty cool move from that point of view. All right, so we got good morning from Malta there, DragonX, so lots of cool hyper posts. Inferno, right? Obviously, we just finished cycle 6 about 8 hours ago. So Inferno was doing very well. We've covered that earlier, but amazing results there. And like I said, just did just under 1.2 trillion off the market for TitanX. A brilliant thing. I mean, I can't understate how good that is. With 2 more weeks to go in September, and Hydra probably launching at the end of that. It's insane where we're heading here. This is going from strength to strength. And just to think, you're still early. Like I say, I think if you've got 2 or 3 weeks at tops to accumulate, obviously the earlier the better. But you've got the time is ticking to get getting truly early. So remember that. So kind of cool. Lots of cool comments in here from Jake. TitanX up, big price there versus ETH in the last 4.5 months, 274%. So outperforming Ethereum. Kind of cool. Yeah. Let's jump through up some of these. Going to scroll through all those. Let's keep going. And just having a quick look to see what he's been posting. TitanX versus ETH. Yeah. ETH down, TitanX build up. Yeah. So looking pretty good. 2 Titan ecosystem assets constantly in the Ethereum top 20. DragonX and TitanX. Let's jump in here. Most of the issues in crypto come from trying to apply old thinking. Yep. Scroll up the top here. And just reposting a few people. Looks pretty good. And how far are we up here? 5 hours ago. Rising tide lifts all boats. Absolutely. So people posting out how good the yields are. Pretty spectacular. Let's get up the top here. Marco the Hexkin commenting on how amazing TitanX is as well. Jake Sharp, as community continues to grow and get stronger, it's all up to us to keep the messaging and enforcing. That's what we've been seeing the last couple of days in particular. We've seen Eric and Jake there pushing out a lot of posts, and then a lot of the community have been picking that up, really starting to do the online marketing on X big time, leaving comments, sharing, making posts and things like that. So that's where we're at, growing the community now. So a key thing, growing the number of people aware and getting involved in the system, right? So pretty awesome from that. In some terms, build on TitanX ethos is what we stand for. We should hold that line at all costs. It's better to have 10 rock solid flywheel protocols than 100 value training ones, crappy ones. So they absolutely agree with that. And yep, just excited. So that is all from Jake over the last 24 hours. Let's jump over to Eric, the head of DragonX, the big super whale. And we got some little teasers, didn't we, about Hydra, which we're going to look at a video on in a minute from Jake about that. So Hydra there, and we've got a little teaser with the mine, buy and burn, the stats, and buy Hydra. So notice there's no staking here. It's just mining and the buy and burn. So missing, unlike Hydra is missing the staking. So that's, remember, very important there, distinction. Otherwise, it's got a lot of similarities. Here's the TitanX, the best place for your crypto, says Eric. And this is the final logo. So you've seen that, use the final logo. Let's take this away. and I'm going to add in the logo brand. Let's do that. Let's put in the logo there. That's the logo, and we've got that in the background there. So let's remove that. You can, let's get rid of me. And so that is the logo there, and you can see that looking pretty good. So we put that in the background of the feed here. Eric says leadership requires intelligence and character. Agree with that one. Pump it. So obviously DragonX doing very, very well. Best thing about life is learning the lessons, unless those lessons are really bad. We got Hex and Zen people. Is it better for you to just join DragonX now before Hydra launches? I know a lot of you reading this have not taken the plunge. Don't be the guy chasing the green candles. So just reaching out to the Hex and Zen community to get involved. There is no perfectly designed crypto. There is no penultimate game theory. Like a pilot landing a plane, corrections must be made. Software is done in versions. DragonX is the latest iteration, one of the best designed. It can be Hex 2.0 with the right community. So really talking about X 2.0 there as well with the big, big returns. Yeah, pretty awesome. Now I love this one, so I'm going to talk about this. Eric goes epic, and he's responding to Fossum, and Fossum says this. So the perfect DragonX run, stage 1, from 2 million market cap to 20 million. Now we know that we've already hit that on DragonX, right? So DragonX is currently at 25 million. It was at 20 million, so it's already been moving up. Stage 2, that from 20 million market cap to 200 million market cap, and then consolidate. So another 10x there, pretty exciting. And we're already up, moving up 25 million. Stage 3, from 200 million market cap to 2 billion market cap. We are at the end of stage 1 now. So that was from Fossum there. And of course, Eric said epic, and that is true. Kind of cool. DragonX having a really healthy consolidation while some huge whales exit. And of course, you've got to have those whales exit on the way. Helps move the price up as well. So kind of cool. We've got a few things about Mike Dean doing a great job out there with the TitanX hub. What else we got there? So DragonX so goes all the TitanX built on DragonX. Yeah, DragonX is the super whale. We already see that Jake is doing Hydra. Eric's doing the marketing front for that. Also going to have a front end as well for Hydra, which is coming out within a couple of weeks. So pretty exciting there. And of course, DragonX is going to become a bigger and bigger whale. And if we get X28 out in October, that's going to take shares out of the market. So DragonX is going to get more of the staker payout for 369. So it'll be interesting to see the timing of that. That all makes sense. Kind of cool. Let's see here. 16 hours ago, after Hydra, DragonX will be a totally different token. Whoa, that's a mega statement, man. That's a mega statement. After Hydra, DragonX will be a totally different token. I like the sound of that. That's pretty epic. Bring on the change. Now, we know there's other devs looking at building on DragonX. So this is going to continue as well. Remember, DragonX is the second layer on top of TitanX. But there are third layer projects adding on top of DragonX, and many of the other projects not even related to DragonX are actually building on DragonX. So DragonX really looks like the store of value, or T-shares as Eric likes to say. So pretty exciting there. You will need TitanX for Hydra. So that's going to be a very important thing. We're going to look at a video on Hydra in a minute from Jake Sharp. You will need TitanX for Hydra. So not Hyper uses Ethereum, but here you're going to need TitanX. So more demand for TitanX going into Hydra. It'd be crazy if Hydra is what brings TitanX back to profitability. That's the other thing, right? So at the moment, we talked about Hyper going back to profitability, but imagine TitanX. So let's go have a look at that comment. TitanX here coming in. So look at this. At the moment, the price of TitanX is negative 60% on the miner on TitanX. But imagine let's say by late September, October, something like that, this becomes profitable. Could be much earlier than that, right? So it could be even earlier, mid-September, who knows? But that there, if it becomes profitable again, maybe 40-50%, we could see TitanX itself, miners coming in for the first time in a big way. So that could be really huge. And of course, all that ETH is going to go buy and burn, going to the buy and burn there and the staker payouts, right? So it goes to the buy and burn. It's going to top up the buy and burn. It's also going to go to the payouts. And of course, the DragonX is going to get bigger as a share of the payouts, and therefore get even more for the payouts there. 369 even, and the 8888 there as well. So remember, the 888 is still out there, well in the future. That's about a year and a half away. $2.8 million in that as well. So you can see things could get really lit, and those staker payouts could get really big. What that's also going to mean is that the 8-day, the 28-day, and the 90-day could also go up. those payouts will go up as well as people re-enter TitanX. So you can see this thing's about to go insane. It's about to go crazy, and we're getting very close. This thing is this is like almost basically the holy grail of DeFi crypto in terms of ROI protocol ecosystems, right? This is mega move. And a lot of the genius that was in Hex and the magic carp right on Pulsechain, it's all been built in to the system of TitanX. So it's pretty cool. And now that we're finally here to see it really on takeoff phase, like I said, I think there's very little time to get in if you want to get the lowest entries to participate. All right, so that's kind of where we are on that. Let's go back to Eric's comments. So I really like that stuff. This is going to be crazy. Let's see what some of the comments are on this comment. Please let us feel crazy. Yeah, it's written in the stars. Absolutely. So people are pretty excited about that. Some really nice comments. With Hydra a few weeks away. So this is the timeline. If you're wondering when Hydra's coming out, it will be a few weeks away. And it's going to be on top of DragonX by Jake Sharp. He's the one pushing this out, and Eric's promoting it. We should take a pause as a community and be proud of how far we have come with only 2,000 users in DragonX. Isn't that crazy? Imagine where we will be with 5, 10, 20,000 users. And that's why you can see that Jake and Eric and many others are now going hardcore on X to promote the ecosystem. The sky is the limit for DragonX and TitanX, absolutely. So pretty exciting. If thousands into Hydra mining, it could be a GG there from Eric. So pretty crazy. Do you need liquid TitanX? You do. So kind of cool. We're going to actually watch a video of Jake Sharp talking about Hydra, just keeping a monitor on the time. So Hydra is the next protocol launching, right? Then the 19th, we're going to have the Vortex open up. And then in October, we're going to potentially have at least 2 protocols launching. And then on the 30th of October, we're going to have the 369 payout. So lots of fun, lots of fun installed there. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let's look. We're going to jump through some of these comments. Let's jump back up here. TitanX has Hyper, DragonX has Hydra. All right, so TitanX has Hyper, DragonX has Hydra. Hydra is going to be like Hyper, but without staking, and it's also going to take in a TitanX there. What else we got to say about this? Lots of bull stuff. Now, this is really cool. We talked about the big market. We talked about the post that Eric retweeted, which was like moving to those 3 stages of value, potentially up to 2 billion. Well, Eric feels 1 billion market cap is quite doable for DragonX. So that is his view on that. So a little bit more conservative, and it's always good to be conservative, I would say. Kind of cool. So that is coming from Eric there. Let's just scroll up a bit further here and see what else he's been talking about. Let's see here. Little comment here actually on Pulsechain. If Richard Hart comes out of hiding and is jacked, Pulsechain will moon harder than any token ever has. So very bullish on that. He's obviously reaching out to the Hex community there. Don't sell your Hex, but try DragonX. Stay with me now. So that was a very nice post there. DragonX came up from 0, no thrones, no watches, no Roger Ver streams. I like that. Yeah, hit 2,000 9 hours ago. Hit 2,000 holders of DragonX. So you're still very early with DragonX. Like I say, it's about to take off big time. So you might want to think about your allocations as well in the TitanX ecosystem. Yeah, looking cool. Let's have a look here. Let's scroll back. This is 7 hours ago. You can see how active you've seen how active that Eric has been. Now, here's the big play. So he thought things were looking really good. Well, we know that Jack Levin is working on X1. And of course, that's going to be the holy grail for the Zen ecosystem. But he's now entered the fray into the TitanX, DragonX ecosystem, and he started entering Telegram there. So this is huge. If you guys haven't heard of this, this is big news. Zen founder Jack Levin likes dragons, and of course, he posted this out there. I like dragons. So this is pretty awesome. Interesting, says Eric. Pretty cool. I tease again. Consider yourself teased. This is what the Hydra. And then we saw more stuff in the Telegram there from Jack Levin, the developer of X1 and, of course, Zen. 2 new DragonX holders, Amit and Cypress, coming in the house there. I like dragons, and we really like that. And so bullish there, bullish on that one. Let's jump up there. Now, we actually have more feeds there. A big shout out to Trent. He posted it in Strategy Club. This is a cool thing about Strategy Club. We have cool members in there posting good intel. And some of the intel was pretty exciting. And of course, we have people ask him, are you going to be building on TitanX? And Jack Levin said soon. soon on that. So that's pretty bullish. You want to get into our strategy club to see a few more of those posts. Big shout out to Trent and the strategy club for that. So things are really heating up, folks. Really heating up really nicely. So let's go back to where the charts are. Everything looking pretty green. This is just the opening, folks. Honestly, this is going to be absolutely insane. Tomorrow's the 1st of September. We're going to be starting to kick through all this inflation here. Like I say, within a few weeks, we could have Hydra on top of DragonX, making DragonX look awesome. We've got obviously the Vortex on the 19th, 20th coming in, another buy and burn for TitanX through Hyper. And then, of course, we've also got Hyper going up and up and up on its main buy and burn. So we're going to have 2 buy and burns there. That's insane. And we've also got a TitanX buy and burns. That's 3 buy and burns operating by the 19th. That's going to be insane. We're going to be virtually through most of the remaining inflation by then. And, of course, we're then going to be chiming into October, where we're probably going to have X28 as my guess. And also we've got the other protocol, Element 280 coming out as well. Now, it's going to be pretty bullish. Now, Element 280, we're going to quickly look at this. Element 280, TitanX distribution. Let me just go to tokenomics, actually. This is going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, it's going to be, let me jump back to actually raw pool. TitanX distribution. No. Yeah, so this is coming out. So it's going to be out October as well. So it's going to be pretty exciting. LPs, NFT. So it's going to have quite a lot of stuff in there. We might come back and talk about this another time. Yeah, we'll come back and talk about that another time. Let's go back to the other ones. We've got Flux going to be coming out. I want to talk about this one quickly because this is coming into DragonX. So we're kind of where we're heading with this. Let's go into TitanX distribution. Yeah, so this one here, Flux, is coming out. We don't know the exact date yet, but that's also going to be pumping DragonX. So 4% TitanX sent to DragonX Vault. So it's going to increase the pumpamentals for DragonX. It's also going to be benefiting Helios as well, right? So that's going to be pretty cool. And also Blaze as well. So there's multiple protocols going to benefit from Flux. It's very important to know. And the other one I think was Vault that was going to be doing something cool. So for DragonX. So let's go token distribution here. Flux, let me hear. Helios Treasury 2%. Yeah, and I thought there was something in DragonX here. Yeah, TitanX burn 4% sent to DragonX Vault as well. So those 2 protocols benefiting DragonX, which is what I wanted to highlight there. So that is Flux and Vault benefiting DragonX coming up as well. No dates for those, but coming up pretty bullish. Obviously, Hydra is going to benefit DragonX as well. So the DragonX, the super whale, is only going to become mega whale. That's pretty much it, and that's going to help TitanX ecosystem overall lift the value. So it's pretty crazy stuff. All right, yeah, exciting. And then of course, post all this low inflation, there's going to be nothing. It's just going to get burned off and taken into other third-party protocols. So as the protocols launch, it's going to be insane, folks. You guys can see it's insanity. It's going to be fun to be on. That's what we're into crypto for, right? And a big shout out to Jake Sharp, Eric, and many of the other founders for all the stuff they're doing, because they're actually making a game-changing opportunities for people in crypto, especially when the market's a little bit volatile through August, September, as we expected. It's playing out that way. But man, October onwards, we get the bull market really kicking off. We get a good election result for Trump and pro-crypto in November the 5th, man, and interest rate pivots as well. This Christmas could be the Christmas that you all dreamed of if you are in the game. If you're in the game. If you're not in the game, you can cry on the sidelines. That's probably pretty much the way it's going to be. All right, so we're at 48 minutes. Let's see what other comments we've got in the chat. Let's see here. Let's scroll back up. Let's go back up here. I'm just trying to catch up. We've got Northman in house there. Only RH Coin says Northman. Nice one. What else? Yep, Magic Cut right on that. You saw Eric talk about that. Yeah, don't sell. Put some fresh capital in the TitanX. That's the kind of the play that Eric was talking about. Vault is also coming out September. It's an inverted Inferno developed by one of the Blaze team. Nice one there, Rivy. I wasn't sure about the timeline on that one. Good to see that September. They need to probably update Mike Dean's spreadsheet for that. Mike, if you're out there listening, take note. What else there? We got, did you hear about Levin from Zen joining? Yeah, we just talked about that. DragonX chat. Yeah, bullish, right? Alluding to building on a DXN for TX. Mentioning someone getting fangs on their profile. Maybe Vampire joint venture, possibly. The other thing is, of course, X1's going to have the Hydra layer in it. So basically, you can take tokens from other chains and stake them over there. So I wouldn't be surprised if TitanX and DragonX and things like that get put over on X1 chain. That's mega bullish as well. and no doubt about that. We know he's been looking at Silicon Valley VCs and things, as well as getting that legally set up properly. And X1 is actually technically finished, and then that could be very, very soon. So Zen could be pumping as well. So got a lot of opportunities there. Jump in our strategy club. Links in the video description. You want to find out more about all that sort of stuff. Zen is doing well, says Northman. What's the DragonX website? Well, I'll post the link here to the hub. That way you can jump around if you want to have a look at that. Let me go back here. I don't know if I've got the hub. Where's it gone? It disappeared, did I? Might have accidentally closed it. TitanX hub. Let's go here. TitanX hub. There it is there. Let's pull that up. So if you want to get access to all these projects in the TitanX ecosystem, that is it there. If you want to become part of the strategy club, jump in. The link's in the video description. $35 a month and good value with all the latest intel we try to feed through that strategy club. So it's a place to be. And we've been covering it from the beginning. We also have some special spreadsheets that we use to update data that you won't get anywhere else. So kind of cool. Northam and Zen bags are bleeding so bad, says Northam. It's going to have its day in the sun. Don't worry. It'll be coming around. Come back around. But at the moment, TitanX is the easy, obviously, play there. Lots of value in strategy clubs, says Brennan. Absolutely. Refine says, woohoo, DragonX, absolutely crushing it, right? Crushing it. Thanks, Brian. That is the link to DragonX directly. Super inflationary to super deflationary. You should show the curve chart super, says Brennan. Yeah, maybe another day, because I'm trying to wrap up in time. Don't want to add too many other topics. Join Strategy Club, folks, if you want to get into more insights and ask questions. We're there to help for sure. That is Wiki's link for the Strategy Club. Feel free to use that to join up today. That is the TitanX hub, so it's got all the projects for TitanX, and a big shout out to Mike Dean, who operates this. Big shout out. It's also got a portfolio tab, so you can paste in your address. You don't have to connect or anything. Paste your address in the portfolio tab, and it will show your value across the different TitanX ecosystems there. So big shout out to Mike, including LP positions too. I think he's may have active now as well. Last time I checked, so looking pretty good. So let's go back into the TitanX charts and feel the FOMO. Look at that. Woohoo! Hot doggity dog. It's up. Look at that pump, just pumping during the live stream. Let's have a look at the hourly chart. Yep, it's a pump. I don't know. It's not just because we're talking about it, but it's pumping. It just got back over 5,150 on TitanX. Wow. And that is fantastic. Let's close down a few things here. I'm going to close down. Oh, look, even Inferno has just smashed it up there. Let's go look at the hourly chart on this too. Look at that. Woohoo! This is the current live stream hour, and we just got pumped to 7,555, up 31% on Inferno. Looking pretty cool. Like I say, just to highlight, Inferno did about just under 1.2 trillion off the market there. Pretty amazing. Maybe just over 1.1 trillion. Probably a bit more accurate phrasing. But that is pretty amazing. Almost 4.3 trillion. TitanX has gone in through 6 cycles, with 2 more cycles to go over September. Then Hydra coming out. Sounds like a Volt's coming out as well in September. This is a mega huge for DragonX. Absolutely huge. So some exciting stuff there. Now, like I say, if once we get TitanX price up, if this price keeps going up there, the TitanX yield will go up too. Let's have a quick look and see where that's gone down. Yeah, 57. So it's gone from 60 down to 57. When this starts going profitable, probably at least 40%, something like that, we could see ETH going back into TitanX, because as you guys know, there is not much TitanX coming out in November onwards. This thing is insane. So yeah, that is another bellwether that's going to absolutely crush, just absolutely amazing for the system to pump the X's. It's going to be absolutely mega there. And of course, the buy and burn V2 will start filling up again. It has already got 953 ETH in there. It's going to last us for a little while longer. And of course, got the backup there, V1 with 4,500 ETH, $11.2 million in the V1 as well. So massive money as well. And then if ETH goes on reverse, obviously US dollars, is going to go up and up and up on as well. And of course, October onwards could be that moment where the ETH price starts to do that Christmas rally. Maybe Bitcoin's targets 100K. All right. That is the play on that one. Let's jump over to DragonX. DragonX also pumping 49.30. Look at that. We're almost back up here. Almost back up to the 15th. Pretty amazing. Now let's have a look at DragonX on TitanX ratio. So we'll do the ratio here. This is the ratio. So we're up at 9.57. Let's go to the daily. We're pumping up there. That's the daily. Now we know we've got the 12. So 12 TitanX to 1 DragonX was happening on here on the 15th. We're climbing back up again after a nice little consolidation. That's the second consolidation down there. So that's going very, very nicely indeed. So everything is looking pretty good. Yeah, Volt coming out. Someone said September, was it? Yeah, so looking forward to that. All right, let's jump away there. DragonX also going to be filling up. Everything's going to fill up with ETH and TitanX and other things. So it's going to be absolutely mega opportunity here. And Hyper is obviously already doing well. Let's have a quick look at that. The yield, the yield's almost at 200% on the miners here on Hyper. OMG there. Now that is crazy, and that is Hyper price. Let's give a look at Hyper price. Hyper price at the moment is up 17%. Let's log that chart, and that is on the daily. Look at that nice big green candle there. Hyper there is Hyper is going up and away 200%. That's going to drive more Ethereum into here. That's going to be insane. So at the moment, $500 or 0.2 Ethereum is going to get you $1,500 in 88 days. So that's a much shorter timeline than TitanX, right? So which is what, 280, I think. Yeah, so 88 days. Yeah, pretty crazy. The buy and burn now has 177 ETH in it. So keep an eye on that for tomorrow with that high yield. We have a lot of ETH coming in here, $445,000 in the buy and burn. And Vortex, as I say, is opening up on the 19th, 20th there as well. It's going to be interesting to see what the rate will be for the buy and burn on there. That's going to be very telling as well. Now, obviously, I expect it to be a slower burn. That's also going to fill up with the amount of money that's coming here. And of course, that would burn into the 369 payout and potentially X28 in October as well. So it's going to be fun to see that. Total at the moment, we talked about DragonX, TitanX being around 53.7 or something, 53.8 trillion. DragonX has got 5.4 trillion. While Hyper at the moment's only got 1.2 trillion, and that's been going down. So we're sitting at 36.76% liquid. So actually, Hyper is pretty scarce from that point of view. And the amount of buy and burn has already been over $1 trillion on that one as well. And of course, the buy and burn at the moment's got these buy and burns. Hyper buy and burn still got 652K in there, just under 1.4 trillion TitanX. So the thing is looking legit. Like I say, Eric and Jake are marketing, they're promoting. The community's ramping up their promotions as well. So it's looking very, very exciting indeed. Now, if you guys want to follow me on X, I now have this new account, which is Superman Crypto, Superman Crypto 8 it is. So you can follow me on there if you guys want to keep it up. We'll be doing more content, obviously, on TitanX over the days and weeks ahead. And if you want to get the alpha, jump into our Discord. And we've got a private club, strategy club, a multi-chain. And of course, TitanX is one of the key ecosystems that we look at. And we have Intel flow going in there constantly every day. So you want to be on that. All right. That's $35 a month. Very good value. Let's see what else we got going on here. We've got a couple of comments here. We're going to wrap up here in about 3 minutes because I was going to only do an hour to celebrate this pump party. Trent says, I know a couple of people did that. Imagine a DragonX under 1-to-1, says Brennan. Yeah, quite a few people did that in the strategy club, so well done to them. What else? Let's jump through that. Yeah, and some people put some of that into the Inferno for free. That's right, they did. Master stroke. Nice one there, Wookie. All right, so that is looking pretty good there. Follow on Superman Crypto and get some of the latest there. We'll be doing a lot more coverage. And yeah, we've been in TitanX from day one. So remember that. And we've been tracking it with our own spreadsheets. So get some special intel on that as well. All right, I think that's it on there. Let's jump away on that one. Bam, and we'll get out of there. The price is still going up there. DragonX 9.57 ratio. The price there just crushing it as well. Look at that. It's almost back up to the previous price with TitanX going up. It is climbing. And the previous price we had with TitanX, it was 5692. We're currently at 4920, and this thing is unrelenting. It's only going up one way, but once again, not financial advice to you and due diligence, but you guys see it for yourself. All right, so kind of cool. That is DragonX. TitanX at the moment is at 5141. And of course, you can access all the prices on TitanX Hub. I did post that earlier. Where did I post that? Up top here. You can access all the different charts, all the different projects on TitanX Hub. That's created by Mike Dean, and it's also got a portfolio manager there as well. You just paste your address and no connecting your wallet. So get in on that. That's pretty awesome. So Pump Party has been a real pump party. It hasn't disappointed even during the live stream. It has been going up, up, and up. And hey, look, it may continue all afternoon. It is currently midday here in good old New Zealand at the bottom of the world. So for everybody around the world, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, especially if you're in TitanX, DragonX, and the rest of them, Helios, Blaze, Inferno. It is pretty exciting. Hyper, of course. They're all on the move, and it's only just the beginning. You watch. It's going to be insane in the membrane. And once again, well done to all the developers, Jake Sharp, and everyone else there, looking pretty amazing. All right, yeah, we'll finish with the rockets there, shall we? Kind of cool. There's the rockets, and Brennan says, yeah, jump in the Discord to get the official contract. Yeah. All right, I'll take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But on the way out, I'm going to play the Hyper summary. This is the Hydra summary. This is going to be launching in the next few weeks on TitanX. It's going to be Hydra. It's going to be launching in the next few weeks on DragonX, I should say. So another one pumping DragonX. Many of the new protocols will be pumping DragonX, the big whale. So I hope you guys enjoy this on the way out. Take care, everybody. Got any more questions, jump into our strategy club. Links in the video description for that. All right, take care. Bye for now.
Hyper works. Essentially, people can start mining with Ethereum. The Ethereum buys TitanX. Then, so it's essentially the same as the user buying it. So this is important to mention, because sometimes you see people on TitanX selling to get Ethereum to go into Hyper, but all that Ethereum ends up buying TitanX again, and it's actually better than having an extra holder because it burns 20% of the TitanX that it buys. So the Ethereum buys TitanX, burns 20% of it, the other 80% goes towards Hyper, buys it, and then splits 20% to the Hyper payouts, and 80% gets burned. It's going to be very similar to that for DragonX. So people are going to be able to enter Hydra with liquid TitanX. It's not going to be Ethereum. So with liquid TitanX, the TitanX is 20% is going into the DragonX vault to increase its staking position in the ecosystem, which then in turn buys TitanX off the market with 89% of the Ethereum. 89% roughly. Buys TitanX off the market. Half of that goes into the DragonX vault, which stakes it and increases its own staking position. And the other 50% of that buys DragonX and burns it. So it's strengthening the flywheel. The pair is going to be TitanX, DragonX, Hydra. So what the TitanX will do is it will take liquid TitanX, it will buy 20% DragonX vault, 80% will buy DragonX off market, burn 20% of the DragonX that it buys, so making it hyperdeflationary outside of the staking payouts, and then taking that DragonX, buying Hydra, and burning 100% of it. So Hydra will not have staking, so no staking like Hyper. And it's basically going to be a compounding protocol built on top of a hyperdeflationary asset. And so the way to look at DragonX is kind of like a lever, meaning that all the buy pressure that comes in ends up being way more because people don't want to sell a hyperdeflationary thing. So it holds the price way more. And then whatever price performance DragonX gets, Hydra will get, which increases the mining ROI because everything's priced in TitanX. So as DragonX outperforms TitanX, it increases the mining ROI, gets more people in. And while it does that, it's strengthening the ecosystem in the process, feeding DragonX vault, burning DragonX. And the 20% of TitanX that goes to the DragonX vault is essentially burned TitanX. Because what the DragonX vault does, it takes the TitanX, it max stakes it 3,500 days. And then after 3,500 days, when it comes out, the only thing the TitanX can do, there's no withdraw functions, is it restakes it for another 3,500 days. So the 20% of liquid TitanX essentially gets burned. Yeah, and then there's some other stuff, but it's very similar to Hyper, just optimized for hyperdeflationary asset in the middle, feeding the DragonX vault, and using liquid TitanX.
I need to make Dean diagram to take all that in.
No, just the key element. Is there a vortex? Will there be TitanX and DragonX stored? Okay. Yeah.
Yep. That's also a vortex.
And
the vortex is sick. I love the vortex. That was a brilliant idea.